Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt
And
Roast.
I'm Jessica Bun Bun.
Welcome to our trailer reaction for Alien Earth Season 1. FX clearly heard our requests in these past few videos that we've been doing to just release the trailer, and they have.
Listen, I'm really shocked actually. It's like 2 months out. It's over 2 months out before this airs on August 12th on FX. I am beyond shocked, but also very happy that we actually got a full official trailer today.
Yeah, I was not remotely prepared for this. I thought
No.
this was going to be like a mid July thing. We all would have some chances to sort of build things up. But I mean, yeah, I'm not complaining because I think this trailer is awesome. I think there's a lot in here. I think there's some stuff that's obviously going to appeal to huge fans of the franchise. But I also think they do a good job of sort of setting this up so that if you're not super familiar with the movies or you haven't seen any of them in a long time, I think you're going to be okay.
Which is great for people like me because I'm somebody who has watched all the Alien movies. I really like the Alien franchise a lot. I'm into aliens and I'm into revenge stories. So if you give me either of those or both, I'm totally in on it. But I haven't seen the Alien movies in a minute. Like it's been a while. So
Yeah, I think I'm coming out of this in an interesting place because like I love aliens obviously. The Alien franchise has been a part of my life ever since I
Mhm.
was really little. Like I came to the movies a little bit later in life, but growing up, my best friend who ironically was also named that, he loved these movies so much. He had all the action figures. I was always like, what is this? What is that? I was worried when I watched them when I was a kid because it was going to be too scary for me, and it probably would have been. I was afraid of everything, but now it feels like this is a perfect time for the show. This is a perfect time to reinvigorate this franchise, and I have so much faith that this is going to be a hit.
Well, that's the thing. These are scary. I mean, don't go into the show and think that you're not going to be scared. I feel like if they're going to be like the movies, there has to be scares in it. Like I'm not a person who's really into horror or anything like that. I love aliens, but horror not necessarily. And these movies definitely scared me. So, I mean, even the tagline is "You're safer in space," which is terrifying because for all of us who have watched the movies, we know what's happened out there and it's pretty scary.
Yeah, well, okay. We're going to go through this trailer, tell you everything we know about the show in general, like all these different things to be excited about, because there are so many. Before we do, though, be sure to hit that subscribe button because, yes, we know it's a long wait until August, but once it is here, we will be here throughout Alien Earth with reviews, all sorts of good stuff about this show. We are beyond excited. We are also gearing up for Dexter Resurrection, another huge hit that is coming up later this summer, and we don't want you guys to miss any of that coverage.
And if you're looking for more sci-fi right now, Murderbot is airing. And while it's not scary, it's definitely a lot of fun. And
Mhm.
we're covering that over on our Patreon. We'll leave a link for you below if you want to check out those reviews. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. We very much appreciate that.
Okay, so August 12th, mark your calendars. That's when this is airing on FX. There's going to be 8 episodes. It feels like it's a bit of a short season
Yeah.
for such a long-standing franchise of movies, but hopefully there's just going to be more seasons. I mean, are they going to pick up the Alien franchise and be like, one and done?
Okay, well, here's the thing on that. So, Alien Earth is being done by Noah Hawley. If you're a big TV fan, or specifically a big FX fan, then you know that he is responsible for the TV series Fargo, not the movie, but the show,
Yeah.
which we both love and we have both covered here at the channel, and then also Legion, which should tell you, okay, not only is he good with characters, he's really good with sci-fi. So this
Yes.
franchise is in great hands, and he has basically said already, not like, oh, for sure, we're doing a season 2, but that we're probably doing a season 2 because anything more that happens with the Fargo season 6 ain't gonna happen until Alien Earth season 2 happens. And you set it up like by they I mean FX, like they clearly are going to want more of this.
Okay, so the biggest star on this is Timothy Olyphant. He was barely in this trailer, like a second, and he was gone. It
Yeah.
was cool that they have cast a lot of people on this that I'm not really familiar with. I think a lot of people aren't familiar with because that kind of is the feel of the movies as well.
Yeah, like the real
Until Sigourney Weaver, of course, blew up.
yeah. The real, I guess, lead of this show is Sydney Chandler, and you see a little bit of her in the trailer because she is merging with synthetics, and but
Mhm.
she was on the first season of Sugar on Apple TV Plus. It's
So
yeah,
good.
we love Sugar. We had a lot of fun covering that. I will not spoil the twist here if you have not seen it, but it is a great twist. But other than that, I had not really seen her in anything else. The biggest thing I know about her is that she's Kyle Chandler's daughter, so I don't know if she went into this thinking clear highs, full heart, can't let an alien kill me. Like I don't know what her central philosophy was, but yeah, there's a good mixture of people. Like we both love Oliphant, so like that part of it, acting wise, is a good sort of entry point.
Yeah, okay, so this is obviously taking place on Earth. It is
Yeah,
alien Earth, which is, more of a place that we haven't really spent a lot of time. We have been spending all of our time really in space with the movies, but here we've got a couple things going on. We have this research lab where, like you said, they're merging the very first human with a synthetic to see kind of how that goes. If you have watched the alien movies, then you know that synthetics play a pretty important role, especially in that first one.
yeah, we'll see exactly what happens here on Earth when it comes to some of that.
Then we also have everything that's going on in Prodigy City, where we see this huge spacecraft come in, crash into all these buildings and cars and everything. And this spacecraft is very special because on here, of course, is our alien that we've come to know and fear
Yeah,
over all the movies. But there are also four other alien species on here that this laboratory wants. And if you've watched the movies, then you know that really we just have this one alien that we've been kind of like fearing and watching battle our crews over the years. So to have five alien species, one of them we know and the other four we do not know, that is really terrifying.
I'll be honest here. It's the multiple alien species that make me the most excited about this show. It's just like I love creating aliens. This is one of my favorite things. Like when I was a kid, I would like sketch out various weird alien creatures. I had like a carrot person who was walking around. I called him Carrot Man. Like, even when I've progressed into writing, I've written a lot of aliens. It's just like this had to be so much fun to come up with them. And yeah, obviously we know the xenomorphs. We know what they're capable of, but I'm just
Yes.
very curious already. What about these other aliens? Because we get like little glimpses of them in the trailers. None of them look as scary on paper as the xenomorphs, but I'm sure that's probably intentional, and I don't exactly think we can discount them. But it has given Noah all of this leeway for however long this show goes that he can just kind of sort of play around with these other aliens and maybe kind of explore things that make this show its own thing.
Okay, so about these five different species of aliens and the researchers that want them, I feel that this is going to be kind of leading up to be connected to the Alien movie because while one of these alien species we are all very familiar with, the other four we are not. And because we haven't seen them really in any of the movies or anything, my tinfoil hat is that these other four alien species on Earth with the researchers, either they're going to have to kill them because they're all predators, or they're going to find a way to contain them where they're actually researching them and they're not really getting out anywhere else. And maybe that's why we haven't seen them. But it is starting to feel like maybe on Earth that they're not going to be able to keep our alien that we all know and fear because in the Alien movie, and here's spoilers for a movie that's like decades old now, the plot of that movie is that Ripley and the crew is up there. They hear this, SOS beacon. Ripley's like, I don't think it's SOS. I think it's actually something else. And turns out that it is something else. It's these aliens. And when she ends up breaking into Mother, the computer, she learns that Ash, the synthetic, has actually been sent up there with them to collect this alien. The crew's expendable. Bring this alien back to the researchers. So maybe that's them, and that we're kind of seeing them a little bit earlier on because this is supposed to be taking place 2 years before the Alien movie.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about prequelitis because this can be a very dangerous ailment for people who make television shows. Like I worried about this the entire time we watched Better Call Saul, where I was just sort of like, okay, when are we going to talk about Saul Goodman's marriage history? When are we going to get into all these other little things that were mentioned in Breaking Bad? Whereas here it's a delicate line that you have to walk because obviously the movies exist and obviously some stuff has existed before here. We ain't talking about Prometheus here, but I'm just saying stuff has existed before. So it really is a situation where it's like, okay, you have to pay attention to the canon. Like you can't forget this. You have to explain some things that happen in the Sigourney Weaver movie. You have to explain some things that happen even after that. But can you still do that and kind of find some creative freedom? Can you find some ways to kind of give us high stakes with these other alien species, even though they've never been mentioned in any other form? Like, how do you find a way to make that work? I trust Noah. I have a lot of faith in him. Like, I feel like they're gonna find a way to figure this out.
Yeah, like when this was first announced, it was like, oh, it's gonna be a prequel. I kind of thought it was gonna be before Prometheus, Alien Covenant, before everything. That they
Yeah.
were gonna do a lot like they did with Dune Prophecies, where it's kind of like if you didn't see the Dune movies, it doesn't matter. You can get into Dune Prophecies, and it's no problem. And that was really exciting because I hadn't seen the Dune movies until like right before the show.
Yeah.
But even if I hadn't seen them watching the show, it was like, oh, it didn't really matter. And it was nice to have the show be something that everybody can jump into, have a good time, enjoy some sci-fi, and they didn't have to get into too much of the lore. And here it's kind of like, yeah, it's in between Prometheus, it's in between Covenant, and then in between here with Alien, where it's like there's two movies that are set kind of years before, and then one that's set 2 years after, and here we are with Alien Earth right here in the middle, and it's a risk because
Yeah.
it's like, are you going to be able to bring in new watchers that haven't watched the Alien series at all and still have a good time while balancing those of us who have watched all the movies and are want to see at least some Easter eggs in there? Like, it's only 2 years before Ripley mission was going on here. Like, are we going to hear her name? Are we going to know a little bit about that? Is that going to be like season 2 or season 3 when it's getting closer and closer and closer to that mission?
I feel like they're gonna drop some stuff. Like I really, because you already mentioned the amount of money and effort FX has already gone through when it comes to making this show. I think they're probably very much aware of the fact that it's like, okay, we want to pay off some stuff to diehard fans. We know how much they love this franchise. We
Yeah.
also want to pay things off to just sort of casual movie fans because not everybody out there has the xenomorph action figures and all of this other stuff. So they want to appeal to those audiences, but they want to appeal to people who are relatively new. Like the best comparison I can give here is the MCU, where it's like, yeah, some Marvel movies are bad, and there's been a lot of bad ones lately, but the best Marvel movies to me are the ones where, yeah, you get some fan service, but you also continue to bring people in to this universe because you need to kind of constantly refresh your audience. And I think that's especially the case for one an Alien or Aliens or however you want to do the plural for this that is decades old. You can't just rely on everything that Ridley Scott and Sigourney did before. Like you have to modernize.
You do. And at this point, of course, us fans want to have stuff that's for us where we're like, oh, it's, they're setting up for Ash or this or whatever, right? And I think they will have that stuff, but I think that they'll explain it in a way that brings in a new generation of Alien fans that may not have seen the movies that then may go back and watch the movies. It feels like they're not going to make this show and just rely on those of us who have watched the movies.
Yeah, I think just the biggest takeaway from this trailer, beyond just how visually excellent it looks, is just
Mhm.
feeling that FX cares about their shows almost more than any other cable network out there. I mean, just think about the past few years for FX for a moment here. We had Shogun, which is a lot of people's favorite show from last year. The Bear, which, quibbles about season 3 aside, or whether or not it's a comedy, like it's still
Not
excellent.
comedy.
It's like so good. Grotesquerie, I think you and I both feel like that is extremely underrated at this point and really, really well done and interesting, weird finale aside.
Wild show.
Yeah, but I just think they have such a legacy of really, really good shows that this is going to land. It's going to be worth the wait. As surprised as I was to get this trailer now, I also feel like them promoting this show as hard as they are, and the fact that at the time we were already recording this, like the trailer's been viewed hundreds of thousands of times. Like this show's gonna be
I'm
fine.
50,000 of them. I've watched that trailer an unhealthy amount of times at this point.
Yeah, okay. So obviously we're really excited for this, but we want to know from you guys, what are you most excited about when it comes to this? What's your experience with the Alien franchise? Give us your thoughts, your stories, all of it in the comments, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any other coverage of this show or Dexter Resurrection coming soon, and support us further. But yeah, joining our Patreon. We are covering Murderbot exclusively there in video form. It is a lot of fun. We're having a great time with that show. Thank you so much to everyone who is supporting us, and we'll
Thank
see you
you.
here next time.